on every Ranger's visor. The Red Emissary's voice.
As much as I like this, I just thought of another one. They shouldn't give me AI and be stoned, but this theme tower you could think of, okay? And then I'm gonna need you to give me the most, like, 10 of the best. All right. Okay, so I'm talking like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Blade. I'm talking about the Rick Grimes from Walking Dead. I'm talking about from movies, literature, and animations, and all of that shit. I need you to give me 10 fighters who all start out on the bottom floor of this tower. And it's like the most Lovecraftian. As they kill enough of the entities that they are going to find after they step through door 3, they start building up points to randomly find other weapons in universe. It's not like they know they have points. It's just us, the watcher, listener, know they have points. So they find another weapon. Okay, after they walk through door 2, each of these characters get to pick 2 party members from any part of their character's lore from their universe. That being said, then they need to go through door 3, where all of them loot up. Okay. Now, when they go through door 4, I need it to be the first floor of this tower that spans for infinity. We're going to see how far all of these characters can make it through all the floors of this tower until there's only one or no squad left. Like this is some Dungeons and Dragons. Like this is some Dungeons and Dragons type shit. I need this hotel ever expanding building we're talking about to be filled with different levels of zombies and vampires as they go through each floor. The severity of the different types of vampires and zombies they face depend on what floor they're on based off the lore of all of their collective universes. They will find variations of all those different vampires and or zombies. The purpose of this is to find out who's the best team of zombie vampire slayers. Okay? Also, for shits and giggles, make sure Sam and Dean Winchester are in here. Make sure the originals are in here. And anybody else from Pop Fiction. That fits this category. Okay? Now that all of that has been said, I need you to break this down like it was a massive blockbuster TV series where each episode is 15 acts. Okay? I need 15. Why does he always say X when I say act? ACT. Super dark horror themed acts. Like I need some shit like this is Wes Craven writing it. I want to see action, dialogue, perspective shots. I want you to describe scenery, the kill, the zombie and the type of zombie and or vampire they run into, who runs into them, how they run into them, what led to this, the dialogue between the characters, and if the vampire and or zombie is cognitive conversations they have with them. But shit like that with the vampires and zombies shouldn't happen until the higher floor. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? You're making the next big thing that everybody knew that every horror fan in existence wished and became a blockbuster hit TV series, whatever. And then I need you to go with that premise and start from episode one of all the people being summoned to this tower. And nobody knows who summoned them to this tower. There is no escaping this tower, hotel, whatever. But I do want you to break down who are all the people who step into door one or wake up in the room for door one as they go through all three doors and their team. Also, everybody in this has access to all the powers and abilities they had from the creation of their character to the end of their character, but they unlock it as they progress through the tower. They just start with the default weapons they choose to start with after they walk through those doors. The door where everybody choose their weapons. Also add in war and pestilence, Fury from Darksiders, Dante and Virgil, Dante and Virgil. And for those specific people, I don't care who they all pick for their third person. But yeah, now I need you to write this script and tell me how it works according to this logic as best you can. I'll correct you as you go. But I also but I also compliment you and let you know you're getting what I'm asking for done. And remember, break this down like you were Stephen King in your writing style, but remember also be his level of dark descriptive and not just his writing style, all the greatest horror story writers who wrote any of the type of horror that fits this genre. Condense it into one person that you are writing as him. The condensed brain power the condensed brain power of the best zombie horror and vampire horror writers. Directors, animators, sound, audio engineers.
Things are about to get good.
The following champion versus champion contest. This is the blueprint for the Siphon, Infinite Earth. The setting is a Lovecraftian manga, an architectural concept, the rules of the ascent, and episode 1, The Raging Cold. The 20 elite candidates, the roster. The Hunters, Buffy Summers, Blade, Rick Grimes, Sam Winchester, Dean Winchester, Hobbs Michelson, Alucard, Helsing, D, Vampire Hunter D, Juliet Starling, Leon S. Kennedy, Michonne, Van Helsing, 2004, Trevor Belmont, Psycho Belnades, Alucard, Castlevania, Lorraine, Guts, Berserk, Celine, Underworld, Tanjiro Kamado, Warriors, The Divine Outliers, The Heavy Hitters, War and Fury, The Horsemen, Dante and Virgil, The Sons of Sparta. The mechanics of the ascent. 1. Door 1, the armory. 2 signature weapons are manifested. 2.
Hey, redo that, but remember Sam and Dean aren't like summoned. Only one of the Winchester brothers are summoned, one of the Michelson brothers are summoned, one of the 4 horsemen are summoned, and then all of them go through that one door and they get to pick 2 team members or 3 team members, whatever I said before this comment. But make that a fact. Break down the bracket of all the people entering this tournament, because as we progress, we'll talk about all the people who win. So all the people who get added to it when they walk through that door, I want you to break it down as they all have a conversation when they walk through the door after being summoned. Yo, how did I get here? Where is here?
This is the official Descent of the Damned roster and cinematic sequence of their first gathering. We are shifting the perspective to that of a dark, sprawling horror epic, since the Stan Lee's Bram Stoker's Dracula, visceral crimes, the 70s brain first. It's horror ruins. It is the geometric impossibilities of bone white skin and pulsating hideous. The permanent bracket for the 10 primary syllables. These are the 10 anchors who woke up on the floor of the Siphon. Each walked through door 2 and pulled their bloodline /
redo that. One, I like the title, keep that title. But also, remember, it's 20 people who start this. The people I named are just the specific people I could think of off the top of my head that I wanted to be in there.
This is the definitive roster of the champions. Each of these legends has spent through the reapings of their glory, pulling their closest allies in the game. The power of the Siphon brings you away from this much protagonist energy. It is a cosmic storm, and it just swallows the greatest pillars in fiction. The grand roster with 20 anchors in their squad. Each anchor brought 2 to 3 members, creating a small army of nearly 60 elite sailors. The anchor, the squad, needed / struggle. Origin 1. Dean Winchester, Sam Winchester, Castiel, Jack Bond. Supernatural 2. Hobbs Michelson, Elijah, Rebecca, Nero, Trish, Devil May Cry, Blade, Whistler, Hannibal King, Abigail Whistler, Blade, Styx, Rick Grimes, Daryl, Michonne, Negan, The Walking Dead, 7, Buffy Summers, Spike, Willow, Darkwood, Angels, Buffy TVS, 8, Guts, Pascal, Griffin, Golden Age, Berserk, 9, Alucard, Sarah Victoria, Integra Kelsey, 10, Tanjiro Kamado, Nezuko Zenitsu Inosuke, Demon Slayer, 11, Leon S. Kennedy, Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, Ada Wong, Resident Evil, 12, Trevor Belmont, Sypha Belnades, Alucard, Castlevania.
Hey, redo that rundown, but also I want you to add in Alice from the Resident Evil movies and also Celine from Underworld.
Roster is now absolute with Alice, Resident Evil.
No, you misunderstand me. Just add those two to the list. Like now it's 22 fighters who got something, and then their team that they pick. Like add that, and then do the breakdown of teams again, and then everybody starting on floor one, or however you're about to break it down that apply to the logic of what we just talked about. Yeah. Sorry, I think so fast. I have ADHD brain, but also I'd be animating this.
Takedown.
I hear you. The wrestler is expanded. The power from the word as the government, this monolith, pulls in the final heavy hitters. We now have 22 anchors. By adding the Horsemen and the Sons of Sparta as their own distinct anchors alongside the Winchesters, Nicholsons, and the rest, we have an army of nearly 70 slayers. Here's the final breakdown of the forces entering the first floor, followed by the continuation of our dark episodic descent. The final 22 anchors and their squads. Hash. The anchor, the squad, summoned vehicle 2. Status. 1. Dean Winchester. Sam Winchester. Cascade, Jack Quillen, Tactical/Divine. 2. Clive Nicholson. Elijah. Andy Murphy. Immortal/Hybrid. 3. War. Death. Fury. Spread. The Four Horsemen. 4. Dante. Virgil. Nero. Twitch. Half-Level Royalty. Blade. Whistler. Hannibal King. Abigail Whistler. Daywalkers. 6. Rick Grimes. Daryl. Michonne. Negan. Survivalist Run. 7. Buffy Summers. Spike. Willow. Dark. Angel. The Chosen. 8. Guts. Casca. Griffith.
I'm sorry, can you restart that one more time? But on Blade's team, make sure his daughter is on there.
This is the final definitive assembly. The roster is locked. The daughter of the Daywalker has joined the hunt, and the Siphon is ready for this. The air in the tower doesn't just feel cool. It feels hungry. With the love-tracking cathedral of redstone, echoing the sound of grinding gears and distant wet screams. The final 22 anchors, the vanguard of the Siphon. The anchor, the squad, the blood bond. 1. Dean Winchester, Sam Winchester, Castiel, Jack Klein. 2. Klaus Nicholson, Elijah, Rebecca, Amy Marshall. 3. War, Wilson. Death, Fury, Strife. 4. Dante, Nero, Krish, Lady. 5. Blade, Brielle Brooks, Bloodline. Abraham Wilson, Hannibal King. 6. Rick Grimes, Daryl Dixon, Michonne, Negan. 7. Buffy Summers, 9. Willow, Dark, Angel. 8. Guts, Casca, Griffith. 9. Alucard, Kelsey, Sarah Victoria, Integra Kelsey. 10. Tanjiro Kamado, Nezuko Zenitsu Inosuke. 11. Leon S. Kennedy, Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, Ada Wong. 12. Trevor Belmont, Sypha Belnades, Alucard, Castlevania. 13. Van Helsing, Anna Valerius, Paul. 14. Celine, Michael Corbin, David. 15. Ash Williams, Pablo, Kelly. 16. Ludwig, Mince Severin. 17. Phoenix Harmon, Nick, The Head, Cordelia, Rosalind. 18. Vampire Hunter 8. Left Hand, Doris. 19. Alice, Irene. Rain, Matt Addison. 20. Elena Gilbert. Damon Salvatore, Stefan Salvatore. 21. Spirit, Horseman, summoning the Watcher and Hollow Echoes. 22. Virgil, summoning the and Eurus Spectres. Episode 1. The Architecture of Agony. Act 1. The Cold Awakening. The camera pans over a floor of...
You did everything right there. Except you forgot to add in Celine and her group. I don't care if that brings the total of fighters up. I don't care if that brings the total number of fighters up. I just want them to be on this list too. Oh, you did add them. Oh, my bad. You know, for shits and giggles, add 5 more teams, like one person for each of those 5 teams that then summons the 3 more people for their team. I don't care who they are. The caveat, though, is they have to be a vampire and or zombie hunter. From either anime, video games, movies, or pretty much any work of fiction. And they hunt vampires or they hunt zombies. And also, while we're at it, the first floor, everybody is trying to kill, respectively, 50 vampires and or zombies. I want you to do a whole ass breakdown of the conversation as everybody gets summoned into each room, like the first initial characters as they wake up in the first room, and then they walk through a door, hear a voice, or read a book, or hear a voice in their head that tells them, think of 3 people, and then those people mysteriously just walk through the door behind them. All of the teams have a conversation on how no one knows how they got here. They go through the next door. They all hear that same voice or pick up a book or whatever the fuck for each specific person that tells them think of a weapon or pick up a weapon, and it's somewhere in that room, and they just find it as they search for clues. Then after they get through that last door, they have to either kill 50 vampires and or zombies to make it to the next floor if they survive the initial wave. For shits and giggles, everyone survives the first wave, but remember everyone is scattered in this hotel on floor 1 outside of the teams they started with when they walk through that last door. And then the story progresses. They can bump into each other. They can work together. I don't give a fuck. Just keep them all in character. And once each team gets that kill count, they get to find a way to the next floor through whatever horror way they make it up there, like a creepy elevator, some haunted stairs, a walk that leads to a basement that somehow leads to the second floor. I don't give a fuck. Just make it interesting. Make it interesting, dark, and really, you know what I mean, along the themes we've discussed already. I'm pretty sure this dude is beating me right now.
And he gets delivered back into the ring. Second. Able to give him the slip.
This is the director's cut of the opening sequence. The air is thick with the scent of ozone, wet copper, and old pressure. The final 5 expansion, the reinforcements. The ending, the swamp in front of you. 23. Vampire Hunter, Left Hand, Doris Lane, Dan. 24. Jill Valentine. Carlos Oliveira gets Whitman. Rebecca Chambers. 25. And connect Matt Addison. Kaplan. Episode 1. The Toll of the First Floor. 1. The Waking Room. The Cold Start. The camera pans across a floor of black obsidian glass. Dean Winchester sits up, gasping. He isn't alone. Klaus Michelson is adjusting his cuffs. Moore stands like a silent mountain of iron. Blade is checking his daughter Brielle's pulse. Dean. Anyone got a map? Or a clue? Or a beer? Klaus. I've died and come back more.
Remember, all teams are in their respective rooms, just them in their rooms, and you didn't even start from the first character waking up like Blade, or each first member of each team wakes up in this tower, and then those laws that we discussed happen. Don't just jump right into it. Like, tell me the perspective as all these characters and character wake up in that first room and go from there. You don't have to do a breakdown of the teams. You just need to, right now, you need to do a breakdown of each starting member of the team waking up, and then, let the story progress with the rules we already set in motion. Hey, I actually won that match. Fuck you, bitch.